Drive to Zero is a federally sponsored program basically to curb distracted and impaired driving across the state. We've had so many fatalities with mainly the younger people texting and driving in the trucks or impaired with their phones in the trucks, and older people with alcohol. So we try to take this cart all over the state. It's a simulated vehicle all over the state to try to teach people exactly how dangerous it is to look at your phone or drive when you're intoxicated. We started approximately 3 years ago when basically the federal government came down and was saying that South Carolina, we are always the top 3 in fatalities in the country, but we were one of the lowest with education. So the STP command staff came up with a plan to get something across that actually makes an impact with people without just a slideshow or distorting their eyes, and actually buying this computerized vehicle to actually let people feel the impacts of being distracted with their phones or with alcohol, right, without distorting their vision. The vehicle works with it's remote control powered, so I have to power the sensor there with the remote. I have to keep it on at all times. I have a high speed or low speed setting, right, which are programmed for the state's average speed of around 55 miles an hour. So that's simulated for this course is 55 miles an hour, the average. Right, when I hit the impaired button, right, if it's an alcohol impairment, it will slow everything down by 4 seconds, just like our brain is when we're intoxicated. So everything they put into the controls is just slowed by 4 seconds, right? And then when I turn the impairment off, right, they go right back to normal. So they go from completely normal driving to impaired driving back to completely normal driving. So they can actually feel that impact of that. The text message part of it just kind of sort of takes their vision away for 100 yards, which is exactly what it is when we're driving at 55 miles an hour. We don't see the road for 100 yards when we're impaired with our phone. So a lot of times, sometimes it'll give them both impairments and they can get a different drive each time. Most of the general reaction is they're just so surprised that that can happen to them when they're mainly with their electronic devices, that it can get away from them that quickly. You know, in your car it doesn't feel that way, but we neck it down and actually show it to them how it feels. So they're surprised. You know, it's the younger generation isn't drinking and driving as much as the older generations are, but you know, that's what I try to tell them. Statistics say that when you're on your phone for that 4 seconds, you're the exact same equivalent of being a 0.14 alcohol level anyways. So you're intoxicated every time you text. And that's the message I'm trying to get across to them.